You're watching The Get Up Show.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you can hear me right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with The Get Up Show. Oh, whoa. That's not the right one. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. We are live and we are back with another very special video. Today with your host, Sendesdhaiti, back with another video. The Get Up Show is back. Ladies and gentlemen, the sit down Get Up Show, not the IRL Get Up Show, the sit down Get Up Show, ladies and gentlemen. But feel free to tune in to the IRL show, ladies and gentlemen. The boots on the ground that I'm sure you've seen on some of my social medias, Instagram, followed in the description below, and TikTok as well. I lost a couple of my channels, but we have another one, ladies and gentlemen. I might be opening another one because I probably lost the other one. But, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to follow. Have no need to fear. Sendes is here. Today we'll be going into a very special topic, folks. History repeats itself as the U.S. bombs Venezuela under the guise of yet another cry for help from the alleged U.S. Of course, we know this is not always factual. We just have to go with the facts, what we see today, folks. And what does it say? It says the U.S. attacks Venezuela to capture none other than President Maduro over supposedly drug trafficking accusations. But as you all know, your president has gone on air to say, afterwards to capturing Maduro, or before, I don't actually know. But he does say that they are looking to now have control over the country and the reserves of oil now that they have President Maduro. So whether this is Trump or Trump AI, Trump representatives has said this. So today we're going to be looking at a few topics just to highlight the atrocities and the blasphemies, just the ridiculousness of this administration so far. Hopefully it doesn't escalate, right? This is so far January 7th of the 2026 year. So hopefully this doesn't mark another spark in the wrong direction. But folks, let's take a look at some of these sources and see where we have to go.
No fear, United States colonizers are here. Bad like Cook Crack in the 80s. Next up, United States of Greenland.
Need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals.
Carry out military operations as long as we don't call it war, even though obviously the other country could respond and be like, oh, well, we're going to go to war since you guys just sent 150 helicopters up our city. But then you guys were saving the people. But I thought you didn't give a fuck about them people because you want them out of this country. So you're going to tell me in your head that, well, we need to colonize every country so we can make that country great again. And then all of the immigrants that are here are going to move back to their original countries because how good we made them and because we interfered and played king. Okay, that sounds good. Start something out in a Nike Tech, and then you decide, let's fly him by the Statue of Liberty, and then after that, we going to put him in a different outfit, do another perp walk, because now he got the blue coming out the cut like Neosporin. Then hold on, we going to give him a Scully little Mickey Mouse hat, and then put him in all black. And wait, we not done. Let's parade him around the city, and then we have an open door van, because, no cartel members could ever just start shooting this shit up and try to steal something back. But, because we be moving groovy vibe and sliding. We're not going to talk about the civilian homes that we blew up and the 40 plus people that we killed, some being part of Maduro's defense and some just being visceral civilians. Get a thumbs up. He's like, everything copacetic, sir. Yeah, we did get kidnapped. But I just saw how he pardoned the Honduras president. So I feel like the odds for me getting pardoned is probably pretty high because, there's no difference. He moved more cocaine and fentanyl than I did. So it's like, you're going to blame me for it. And because this raid went so flawlessly and we lost 0 lives, this is going to be one of many. Now we're just going to start entering countries all over the place because he thinks he's playing Call of Duty. This isn't real life. And he gets to watch movies on the screen and not risk his life or his family's life.
Incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us.
Right. No one really can stop us other than your handler, which is probably the most obvious person that we should really go kidnap and just take out of the underground fucking tunnels and bunkers that he has and snatch out and then make the world a better place because the rest of the world condemns him and calls a war criminal. But he has you on the Epstein files. But now we don't want to bring up the Epstein files because, you're on them. So I know there's a loophole rule of we're not going to war with our greatest ally. No. We're carrying out an indictment because he's wanted as a war criminal. So let's send 150 helicopters, maybe more, EMP the city, and snatch this dickhead and his wife. By the way, this is AI. 140,000 of you like this bullshit. Not true. From what I gather, people actually in Venezuela, some happy, some very fucking pissed about it like this lady. No fear, United States.
So, for some of you have known, the U.S. bombings actually took out a lot of infrastructure for this country. Let's take a look here. As you can see, there are several bombings going on in the dead of night, folks. Imagine you just sleeping, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and all of a sudden, boom. You'd be pretty traumatized, I'd tell you that much. But apparently some people have witnessed outages of power. Some people have witnessed outages of power during this time, Like imagine you're just up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden, boom, your power's out. But you don't know why, right? Your president is being abducted from his own country. So let's take a look at this, right? And of course, like the first gentleman here, Lawrence Johnson on Instagram. Of course, like he puts a comedic spin to it, but it is serious. Like it is much serious than you think. Like imagine an entire country just overstepping your boundaries of a country and just taking your president and saying because of what you're doing, we have to take your president and now we're gonna take over your country to make sure the proper government is in there. Like think about if like China, for example. Could you hear me? Think about if China just decided to like just come over here and just say because of how this or that has been ran over the last several decades, we're gonna have to step in and make sure that you guys are doing this right. And at the same time, of course, we're gonna need a cut. So this is what we're gonna take. So imagine if they were doing that. Like this is basically what the US is doing to Venezuela. You know? So it just makes you wonder like who's on the right side here. So that is apparently the US trying to see if they could take over Greenland. But now let's take over. Sorry about that. Now let's see the president of Cuba in response to Venezuela's capture.
Es el petróleo venezolano, son las tierras y los recursos naturales de Venezuela. No, señores.
Mind you, this is in Spanish, so read the captions along with me. But from what he's saying they're not standing with Venezuela's president's capture. They're not just gonna stand by as if it's just regular day. Hey, our neighboring president just got captured. We're just gonna turn a blind eye. Like it doesn't mean anything. Like an international force just came in, took someone's president, and left. That is a very big security problem. So, of course, the neighboring countries are going to look and say, hey, this is a problem, right? Fuck all that. This isn't how shit is supposed to be ran. We're supposed to have rules for this bullshit. And you're gonna just come in here, turn off all the lights, and take our president? Take one of the presidents, not ours. But this is the Cuban president, and he's saying this.
Imperialistas, este no es su patio trasero ni territorio en disputa. No aceptamos ni reconocemos la doctrina Monroe, ni reyes ni emperadores trasnochados. Por Venezuela y por supuesto también por Cuba, estamos dispuestos a dar hasta nuestra propia sangre, hasta nuestra propia vida, pero a un precio muy caro. No son tiempos de medias tintas.
Now the thing that he's saying is he's willing to have his country pay the ultimate price to defend their rights, right? Which I understand. And that's honestly the point where this country has brought them to. But the thing where we need to come to is a middle ground, because I, for one, am not trying to go to war. You know? Not for this country or for that. Especially since my country right now is under plunder and we're not even represented in the media. Like, and so has a lot of other countries gone, you know? Like, we're only covered like once out of the week, and then after that, you know, it's just like up to the races. But honestly, like, this is where we're at right now. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I need to have y'all put in the comment section below or in the chat what y'all think about this, because this is wild. And of course, in our On the Boots on the Ground show, our IRL show of the Get Up Show, we'll be able to cover this more in, in studio, live in action. But as a result, this is the sit down show, so we're not able to have that direct one-on-one feedback with people. But hey, it works, But I need you all to tune in. Put it in the description below what you think about all this. Because I, for one, see it as a trend. This is not... The reason why I'm not surprised about all this is because, like, I've seen this before. We've all seen this before. Many generations. I'm pretty sure this has been 3, maybe 4 generations in where they've all seen this before. Same thing happening in sequential order. And it's all under the guise of, we need to go in and help to do this because they're doing this. This time it's under narcotics. They say they're bringing drugs into the country, which means they need to go into the country. But after that, they say they have control over the country and the oil's reserves. Why is the oil's reserves even in the conversation? I thought you were in there to stop them from sending drugs into your country. But now you're all of a sudden mentioning oil reserves. But anyway, let's go on to the next topic so that you can understand exactly what I'm trying to bring up to you.
I am back in Venezuela and I came to take a picture of this statue right here. This statue is a huge statue of the Haitian president, Alexander Pétion. And man, this is the biggest statue I've seen. They made of him outside of Haiti.
Wait. Before we go to this video, I think we need to see this video, right? By Premi Stalling on Instagram. And he goes into this topic where he has seen this before. And I was originally planning to have this be the last video, but I think we need to see this next so you can understand what I mean.
Welcome to your game of the day. Name that country, where you have to name that country. I am your host, Premi Sterling, and the rules are simple. I'm going to lay out a scenario for you, and all you got to do is let me know what country it happened to. Ready to play? I hope so. First question. Question number 1. Which country preserved control over their land or natural resource till the U.S. decided to label their leader a threat, overthrew their government, and made sure that they had access to that natural resource or land? Is the answer Iran, Guatemala, Chile, or Venezuela? If you answered Iran, you would be correct. If you didn't answer Iran, don't worry. You'll get another chance. Next question. Question number 2. Which country preserved the control over their land or natural resource until the U.S. decided to label their leader a threat, overthrew their government, and made sure they had access to that land or natural resource? Is the answer Iran, Guatemala, Chile, or Venezuela? If you said Guatemala, the answer is correct. If you didn't say Guatemala, don't worry. You'll get another chance. Next question. Question number 3. Which country preserved control over their land or natural resource until the U.S. decided to label their leader a threat, overthrew their government, and made sure they had access to that land or natural resource? Is the answer Iran, Guatemala, Chile, or Venezuela? If you answer Chile, that would be correct. If you didn't answer Chile, are you still confused? Don't worry. Next question. Okay, final round. Final question, but not the final answer. Question number 4. Which country preserved control over their land or natural resource till the U.S. decided to label their leader a threat, overthrew their government, and made sure they had access to that land or natural resource? Is it Iran, Guatemala, Chile, or Venezuela? If you answered Venezuela, that would be correct. Actually, if you answered Iran, Guatemala, Chile, Venezuela, Congo, Haiti, that would all be correct, and so on and so on. That's multiple countries, multiple decades, same question, same answers. Well, I hope you had fun, and thank you for playing Name That Country.
So, I hope you understand the topic of this video. Same question, same answer. Multiple decades, different presidents. It doesn't matter the president. It's the same agenda. And the thing with these governments is, excuse me, I read this a few months back where they mentioned something about a 40-year plan where each president would enact, I don't know if it's each president or each administration, but they would enact a 40-year plan each. Because people are only worried about the first 4, the first 8 of one president's consecutive term. But you're not thinking about, okay, this one president is part of this party. Okay, this one or few presidents are part of this agenda. And sometimes they even switch sides. Remember, the Democrats used to be the Republicans. And now we just sometimes can't even tell which is which. Sometimes you just can't even tell. So now it's been multiple decades and you're telling me the same things have been going on each decade? There aren't any, how you say, court proceedings over these obvious rights issues of countries invading other countries. Yeah, sure, I understand the civil rights of this country, citizens of this country, I understand. At least now, they've recognized that now of this, but what about the others? And as a result, you have multiple countries spanning over multiple years, even today, where they're just stepping over their rights, attacking their cities, just to capture one president, attacking their cities. Meanwhile, I don't have a single viewer on this stream. But they're attacking their cities, though. So you just gotta wonder, like, what is it really about? What is it really about? And I'm gonna try to boost this channel. I've got the setup finally set up in my new place, in my new spot. The Get Up Show is officially up. The website is almost officially up. We've got the production, the business computer up and running, and we've got the development computer up and running in the new spot. So there's nothing stopping us now. I pay for the internet every month, so that's not stopping as long as I'm paying, baby. So we're going to have as many websites up as possible to spread as many messages of my freedom as possible, which includes the platform that can help your business advertise your services from any state in the U.S. so far. So if you do landscaping, moving services, power washing, mostly residential services, sign up on my website, mintsoup.net.com, in the description below, hopefully. And I look to see you signing up. I look to see you part of the Mint Soup gang. I know this is the Get Up gang, but I need to see you part of the Mint Soup gang. Mint Soup stands for different, fresh, different. Mint Soup is supposed to be like a different, mint soup. It's supposed to be like a different, it's different mint soup. Who drinks mint soup, huh? It's supposed to be like a different type of thing, It's similar but different. Mint soup. It's supposed to be fresh and different. I remember now. Fresh, mint soup, different. Who drinks mint soup? That's different. Mint is fresh. Yeah, so check out the mintsoup.net platform to sign up for your services, to be able to get clients near you. Searching on the web 24/7. But anyway, let's continue with this topic. With name that country. So when he says name that country, right? Premi Stalling.
I'm your host, Premi Sterling, and in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I love you, and I...
When he says name that country, he's named multiple countries. And it's all in the same format. What does that say to you? Under the guise of, hey, we need to go into this country to do this thing. They're sending drugs into our country. They're terrorists. And why did they put a sanction against the Haitian country? Why did they put a sanction against Haiti? Like, what was the reason? Meanwhile, Donald Trump has called my country one of the shithole countries. And that's actually very distasteful for a president. You're supposed to be professional. What happened to professionalism? That doesn't exist anymore? Oh, because you have this much money and you're in this part of society, you could not give a fuck about anyone else's feelings. Just completely disregard an entire country and call them shithole. That's actually pretty fucked up, like morally, and I'm actually surprised a lot of you people represent them. But outside of that, the next topic was that, but let's go to this one next, right?
Good evening.
Let's go to this one.
Following an urgent cabinet meeting this evening, we have decided to take the following action on the U.S. U.S. sanctions will start immediately. Economic sanctions will commence as from the 4th of January, midnight. We can't accept that the US will control another country.
And honestly, this kind of stuff has been waiting to come to countries like the US. The US and countries like the US for a very long time. It's been countries like the United States, France, and Spain, Europe, generally, who's been, like terrorizing a lot of these other smaller countries, less represented countries. I wouldn't even say they're smaller, but a lot of these other countries, and I'm sure if you take a look, a lot of them are, black and brown countries, and they've been extorting them or terrorizing them. So I got 0 viewers on this stream, but this is going on right now, so I know this is trending. So just look at the times right now, and you'll see the proof. The proof is in the pudding. And so much so that some other representatives of some other countries, President Obanjo, I don't exactly know which country he represents, but they do stand against the actions that the U.S. has imposed upon Venezuela.
As a result, economic sanctions like no other will hit.
So he mentions economic sanctions. And to some, that may seem like not a lot of weight compared to the giant conglomerate of America. But I ask you this, when it was those times when Target and Walmart were talking about we don't need to incorporate DEI and all this stuff, and a whole bunch of people just decided to not go. The small people decided to not go and purchase economically into their business. What did they say? We lost billions of fucking dollars. It gave them enough of a hit to where they said, oh shit, we need to pay attention to this. Oh shit. So this is gonna be a big hit to the US. Imagine if a whole lot of smaller countries, fuck how big your one country is. Imagine if a whole lot of smaller countries just decided to stop paying into your one big country. You're all of a sudden not not so important. You're not as important as you thought you were. When the hundreds of other thousands just decided not to buy into your system. Now your one country is just one of other failed countries. Just because you were so bigoted and racist and just fucked up. Like you tried to take control. And I'm not even saying others like China are better, because they're trying to take control too. In other ways, their people are crying too, talking about they're controlling us crazy. The communists, but so are the capitalists. Both types of governments. We're the socialists. So do the socialists work? We need to have, like some other people said, a mix of all of those things just to make it one working system. However it should work, the best way it should work, where the majority benefits and prospers, that's how it should work. Just figure it out from there. That should be the framework. And then whatever this bullshit racist, like, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you attack another country right now? You say drugs are coming in, so you capture the president as if he's the only one who has to say if drugs are being peddled into another country. What about the people in your country, Trump? Could you stop all of them? But I think that should be enough for this video. At the end of the day, I'm your host with the most. And I look to see you all here next time. And I forgot to tell you to like the video. I'm going to give you one more time to like the video, cause I done gave you too many chances to like the video. So I'm gonna need you to like the video one more time. And I'm gonna see you all here next time. We out of here. Peace.